There is nowhere better to be right now than Brazil with the World Cup and the Olympics coming up.
So we're going to show you some amazing street food in the form of coxinhas and salsa. These amazing Brazilian street food snacks need a filling, a pastry, breadcrumbs, and then frying. Plus, we're going to serve it with a salsa. We'll start with the filling though. Now, I've got 2 chicken breasts.
Yes.
I bought a whole chicken. I took the carcass and I made a chicken stock out of a carrot and onions, some bay leaves and peppercorns. Then strained the stock and reduced it right down. And that's what I've got in here.
So you got rid of the thighs?
Well, I used them something else.
So the whole dish is based around thighs.
Coxinha, if you translate it, means little thigh because it looks like thighs. But
so we're making our own thighs.
We're making our own thighs out of breast meat, but that's kind of where this dish started. This is our chicken stock.
Yep.
And they need to just gently simmer and poach. Next up, the pastry. Now this is a very unique pastry that I hadn't heard of before this dish.
Okay.
Because what you have, 250 ml of chicken stock, quite a strong concentrated chicken stock, a generous pinch of salt, and then 250 grams of flour. You stir that until you end up with a smooth pastry. Eventually it comes together into one dough.
So these things kind of remind me of, well, the Italians have arancini balls.
Yep.
The English, we have Scotch eggs.
So anything that's breaded and fried?
Yeah.
Little snacks.
Some of the best street food around.
Albeit it's quite hard work, you'll come together with something you can mould later on.
Is that done?
Yeah, pretty much. When I first made this, I wasn't entirely sure what I was aiming for and I thought it might be a little bit wrong, but
You do now?
you're looking for a really stiff thing that eventually you can basically take, and when it's cold enough, you can mould into a pastry that you can then put a filling into.
When you say it's cold enough,
Well, not yet.
I forget you haven't got normal fingers.
No. We'll leave that to cool down for a little bit and we'll come back to it shortly. But we can carry on with all of the rest of our filling, which is plenty of... Did you try and eat that?
I did, yeah.
It's definitely raw flour. So, coriander. Get rid of some of the stalks. If you can chop all of that up, that'd be great. And here I've got cream cheese. This is just regular full-fat cream cheese. Squeeze in the lime and then add your chopped coriander, salt and pepper into the cheese. And what I've got here is some chicken breast that we poached off earlier. So exactly the same as this, just 15 minutes further on.
More for later.
And cooled down so that we can do this with it, which is just rip it up. And you kind of want pulled chicken, and that will then mix into our cream cheese. So our cream cheese with the lime and the cilantro or coriander. The cream cheese and the lime help to make our chicken breast, which is already succulent because we've poached it, really succulent and replicate thigh meat.
Is that traditional?
I think so from what I've read, but you can add loads of other stuff to it. We had one in a restaurant the other day with smoked paprika.
We did? Was that traditional?
Who knows? What would you put in yours? So next up, we can begin to shape them with our pastry. So grab yourself some of this and roll it out nice and flat.
Mate, I'm done. Well ahead of you.
Yeah, he's a bit thinner than that, but you are well ahead of me, that's true enough.
Now this is the bit where we have to turn it into its very traditional style and shape.
Yes, so they resemble, well they are teardrop shaped, but they resemble chicken thighs.
Oh, okay. Well, I've heard a different story then.
What's your story?
Well, my story came from the community
Okay.
that said they're in the shape of a teardrop because it's the way it makes you feel. It makes you want to cry. It's so good.
Oh, so good. Oh, good.
So good, so good.
Tears of joy.
I hope so.
So once you've rolled it out as thin as you possibly can, place sort of a teaspoon into the middle, and then you want to fold it up and around that. And the important thing is don't let the filling touch the outside, because that's when later on when you fry it, it'll explode if any is leaking. And then, and this is fiddly, but basically you bring your edges up, and a bit like if it was Chinese cuisine, it would look a bit like
Dumpling.
a wonton or something like that, or a dumpling. Yeah. Then this is similar to the Brazilian version. As soon as you finish shaping them, you can then take them, dunk them into beaten egg and then breadcrumbs, so the breadcrumbs stick, and then they'll be ready for our fry. So they've gone into the fryer and need 3 or 4 minutes at 160 degrees Celsius.
So what is next?
Salsa.
Oh, of course, a classic Brazilian
Dance.
dance.
No, that's samba, isn't it? But basically it's a very, very simple salsa to dip with our coxinha, which is amazing street food. So you're chuckling at.
That's why we kick them like this.
Right, so tomatoes on the vine.
Can you do the samba? In the hips, isn't it? That's salsa.
Yeah.
What's the difference between salsa and samba?
Well, I used to do evening classes, but it all went very wrong. Less about the samba, more about the salsa. So we've got peppers, tomatoes. I'm only going to go with half of this onion because raw onion is quite strong. 1 clove of garlic, generous pinch of salt and pepper, pinch of sugar, which really just helps the tomatoes. And I'm nearly crying from those.
Get emotional.
And a good handful of fresh cilantro, a little bit of vinegar, a little bit of oil,
A little bit.
Sounds like there's a lot going into this, but the work's really easy because the machine does it all. Clamp it on and blend it up. About 30 seconds is all you need because you want it quite chunky. And transfer that into our bowl. Our coxinha can come out of the fryer now.
Now, if you haven't heard of this before, you would have heard of football. Football in Brazil is the biggest thing out. Come on, it's bigger than food.
One of their biggest exports after sugarcane or samba.
Best footballer of all time?
Pele.
Is that only Brazilian? No. Go on, give me another one.
That's probably it. That Ronaldo bloke. That's it.
Ronaldo?
I'm out.
Basildinho?
Well, enough about football. Have you tried that salsa?
No.
So simple, takes seconds, unbelievable.
That sugar makes so much difference.
It just lifts the whole thing. And look at these, crispy and beautifully golden. So there we go, our take on little thighs or chicken coxinha. If you've done anything slightly differently, please let us know by commenting down below.
Sorted.
Fire!
Finger food at its best, all of that amazing filling inside.
Oh.
And that salsa is unbelievable.
That's just so simple as well. Brazil, thank you. You have produced some of the most incredible things in the world, and this is definitely second best after Ronaldo.